Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first Discord AMA Welcome Community Series. Let me introduce myself. My name is Daniel Ness, or you can call me DK, currently based in the heart of South America, Bolivia. I'm an environmental scientist and petroleum engineer, graduated from the University of Houston, work in the oil and gas industry, and I'm also an entrepreneur with experience in e-commerce, website domains, Shopify stores, etc. My Web3 journey started 3 years ago, where I joined several projects to learn about different products and communities. I love the community side, and I landed a job with Polygon and Polygon Studios as their community lead. Then I was the head of growth and community at Mental. I also contribute to several other projects such as Refi DAO, Internet Activism, and the CM Guild. And now I'm the growth and community director at Wheelcoin. Thank you to the team and Boyd for giving me this amazing opportunity. So we're going to make this AMA session bi-weekly to keep you guys updated with events, changes in the app, future partnerships, and the most important, to listen to your questions and suggestions. So it's extremely important to hear from you, because we make changes in the app and the community with your feedback. So it's my pleasure to be with you guys, and especially with Boyd, co-founder and CEO of Wheelcoin. Boyd, the mic is yours. You're muted, by the way.
Oh, yep. Thanks, Danielle. Where did my camera go? Oh, there, I'm coming back on. Maybe in a future session, you can take the lead and sort of guide discussion with the community as well. I'm glad you're able to introduce yourself today, and I've been getting good feedback from the community about your leadership of Discord and our community compared to how it was going before. So generally things are going well in your first few weeks, I think. We have a lot to cover. I don't think I need more than 30 minutes. It should be less than 30 minutes from the start now, but we'll certainly open up to questions. Danielle, question for you. With this format we're using right now, can the community also voice a question if they want to when we're ready for that? Or do they write them in?
No,
Okay,
they can do
good.
both if you want to. You can put it in the
Okay,
chat, or we can bring them in as a speaker.
cool. Okay, let me switch to
They can
screen
raise their
sharing.
hand, by the way. Sorry.
Okay. I think when I go to full screen mode, I actually can't see the screen. Once I share the full size screen, I can do that. But I won't be able to see, although actually I can turn on my Discord on my app, and that allows me to see some things there as well. Okay, so as Danielle said, we're going to start doing these AMAs more like every 2 weeks. We've had ups and downs in our number of AMAs we do throughout a month or whatever. We're going to try to get to a more common routine now. Today, I'm mostly going to just give you an update on where we've been since we started the project, and kind of the latest developments and what are the newest things coming. And there's some new things coming you don't know about, and so I'll be sharing some alpha. Are we recording this, Danielle?
Yes, we're recording.
Okay, there might be something I want to say at the very end that's like really exciting. I can't give specifics yet, but I think I will talk about it briefly, but only for those who are listening. So we'll turn off the record function. I'll let you know when we want to start recording. I literally only have 4 slides, so it shouldn't take too long. Danielle shared this data on the left yesterday, I think, or today even.
Yes,
um,
yesterday.
which, okay, we're excited to sort of let the world know that since we launched the beta officially like October 1st, we've had 1 million trips registered in the app, um, from users all around the world. You can see at the bottom here the countries. This is in order of the most amount of users since we started. The top seven countries: India, Japan, US, Spain, South Korea, UK, Indonesia. You know some of the other top countries because we also have those in our digital collectibles program. So, you know, it's a global from day one app. We're getting organic user growth. We've just started a campaign with an app marketing agency, and the first thing we're doing is something called ASO, which is App Store Optimization. They did an audit of our app stores and discovered we score really badly in that in terms of like keywords that people would normally search for an app like Wheelcoin. This particular agency thinks that we should be getting about 60% of all our new users from organic search in the app stores themselves, and we're getting almost none that way. And probably all of you are the same. Like, you did not hear about Wheelcoin by finding it in the app store. You heard about it somewhere else, from a friend or from Discord, or if you're really OG, you heard about it from Next Earth. Actually, you heard about IAMOB first from Next Earth, and then you heard about Wheelcoin later. But we don't have hardly any users coming to us organically. And so the first thing we're doing with them is optimizing our app store, starting with, they have to do it by country. So we're starting with English language, US and UK, and then we're going to do India, India being the number one country we have for users right now. And then we'll work on some other language countries like Japan and Korea, where we have, you know, good adoption. Danielle's pushing for us to do some more Spanish language stuff, you know, he's based in Bolivia and is bilingual, as are a lot of our team as well. You can see the breakdown of the modes people use when they are tracked in our app. Obviously, car is high, but walking is higher, and then bikes, trains, and buses are also being tracked. We also have ferries now, as you know, but that's newer, so we don't have a high percentage. Also, most people don't use ferries every day, but
Boy,
people use these other sources a lot. Yeah,
I'm sorry for interruption. Are you showing something?
you're not seeing it?
No, I just see the community AMA. Yeah, now it changed.
Well, that's weird though, because I had it in full screen mode and it sounds like it doesn't show when I have it in full screen. Let me try it again and let me know if you're seeing the whole screen or not.
Okay,
And thank you for interrupting because we need that.
awesome.
Are you able to see it all or no?
Yes, I can see the 1 million trip use graphic.
Okay. And then our OKRs in the company for Wheelcoin, we decided internally that the things we care most about measuring, you know, a normal company thinks about measuring what in an app would be called ARPU often, which is average revenue per user. And that's like the normal thing you would use. But we actually wanted to do something more ambitious than measure revenue. Obviously, we're not really making revenue yet, but I'll come back to that on the app. But the OKRs, if you're familiar with that language in the startup world, is objectives and key results. It's like KPIs. Some of you will be familiar with key performance indicators. But your OKRs, like your top one or two, are supposed to be like your North Star goals, like the thing that matters most, that drives as much of your thinking as possible.
They have
And we've
bigger
decided
impact.
Exactly. And we've decided that the number one OKR for us is Wheelcoin emitted because that's a proxy measure for the sustainability impact we're having on the world. And if there, you know, if this grows, you know, as a percentage every month, and we go from 104,000 to 150,000 to 250,000, we get to a million millions, then what that means is that we're really creating an impact, and our community is growing and they're engaged and they're reporting their data and they're earning more Wheelcoin. And so that's like a really good proxy for our growth and success for us. And the second OKR is Wheelcoin Burned. A lot of you who are on this call and a lot of our OGs in general, are very crypto savvy, but a lot of the growing number of users we're getting in the app are not. And so this would be newer to them, but for all of you, you would know that there's a lot of value in trying to create some stability in the Wheelcoin and not have it be just a super inflationary token that ends up having billions emitted, but people are not finding a way to use them very much. And so then it drives the price down to zero of WHL in the market. And nobody really wants that, because if WHL has no value, then of course people aren't inspired and motivated to acquire more of it. And we want people to be inspired to acquire more, because that means they're going to have a bigger impact, because they're feeling like we've had users in our community say, I used all my Wheelcoin to try to get the collectible, so now I need to ride my bike more so I can get more Wheelcoin. And that's the kind of thing we want, right? We want to encourage people to want to earn more Wheelcoin. And that only happens if they value Wheelcoin. It doesn't necessarily mean that Wheelcoin by itself has to be worth a lot of money each one, because there's other reasons to acquire Wheelcoin: to get discounts, to get collectibles, to do other things. It's not just about money, obviously. And something I want to say on this call, and I've said it in the past with our community, but some of you might be new. We as a project team really try to avoid talking about price of tokens, price of NFTs with the community, because we're not trying to build a Ponzi scheme. We're trying not to make this about how can you get rich by moving green. We're trying to reward people to live a sustainable lifestyle and make it fun to do so. And we hope that these different sort of Web 2.5 strategies of what you can do with your Wheelcoin. So the utility of Wheelcoin combines discounts, which is real world impact, with digital things like collectibles, which is more Web 3. And we're hoping we can appeal to as many users as possible to grow the community. So that's sort of a summary of kind of, traction since we started in October, and kind of where we're at as far as, impact we're having so far. I will go on to the next slide. I only have 3 slides left. I've mentioned this before, and we've shared some of this in Discord, but I wanted you to know some of our users now are not just normal users that came to Wheelcoin because their friends told them about it, but because their company is asking their employees to download Wheelcoin. I won't bore you with the details, but what we do for them is the company pays us a small amount per employee per month. And what the company gets is anonymized data about the emissions from mobility that their employees have created. So there's this thing in carbon accounting. So as all of you probably know, obviously, climate change is a concern for more and more companies and governments around the world and people. And there's a topic called carbon accounting. Carbon accounting is about tracking the emissions your company is responsible for. And in that world, there's something called Scope 1, Scope 2, and Scope 3. Scope 3 carbon emissions are like these indirect carbon emissions that happen because you have a business, but they're not things you can so directly control as a business. So like Scope 1 would be like the direct emissions from your manufacturing operation. Scope 2 are things like the emissions from the energy that you use in your business. Scope 3 are these indirect things like employee mobility is one of the important Scope 3 things. But companies don't have a good way of getting that data. Right now, what they do is like an annual employee survey. So the better thing to do is use Wheelcoin and anonymize it so they get this anonymized data from us. So we have 8 companies that have signed so far. Several hundred employees have joined from around the world, and we have a really nice pipeline of more companies that want to join. I can't announce this yet because it's not true yet, but we are very far along. So we call this Wheelcoin for Business. We're about to launch Wheelcoin for Cities. where cities can also encourage their citizens, to download the app and encourage their residents to do this. And then over time, they can offer things like discounts on public transit inside Wheelcoin, which of course any user would have access to, not just if you're officially coming from that city, but if you're in that city and they're offering a discount to Wheelcoin users, you would be eligible for that. We're about to sign in the next month, I should say. We believe we will have signed our first city. They're in Scandinavia, to give you an idea.
One more. Sorry
Yeah.
for interrupting again.
Go ahead.
We're still in the second slide, by the way. It's not changing.
I don't understand why that happens. So what we're going to have to do then, for whatever reason, the sharing function doesn't work the way it should, like in Zoom. So I can see, we pause this preview to see. Are you on the third slide now or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I was just showing these testimonials, Wheelcoin for Business, from these are the founders of these companies that have signed up for Wheelcoin for Business, and it explains why they decided to. Marcus was actually like a co-founder or early leader in the Celo ecosystem, and he is the founder of Mental Labs, which is a very successful sort of stablecoin developer currently in the Celo ecosystem. So they're the ones who built the CUSD, C Euro stablecoins. They're now actually starting to offer stablecoin solutions on other blockchains as well. And Vanagon is a refi, regenerative finance venture fund. And they were the first to go public with their commitment to use Wheelcoin, not just for themselves, but for the companies they invest in. They're encouraging them to also use Wheelcoin. 2 more slides. Can you see this one? It's a different slide, Danielle?
Yes. It worked.
Okay.
It's working.
Yeah, it's not perfect because I don't have it in full screen mode, but apparently when I have it in full screen mode, the Discord doesn't follow along with the change of the slides. You've seen a version of this, or at least a lot of you have, but all of these companies are already offering discounts inside Wheelcoin. Now, let me say it differently. All of these companies have already signed commercial agreements to allow us to offer discounts inside Wheelcoin. As of today, I think 8 of these are live in the app. There's something like 8 more that are in the QA stage, so quality assurance, so they've been being tested before they go live, and then the others will come soon. There's more actually coming as well, but I can't talk about them yet. And also, I should let you know, we're starting to get interest from other organizations that don't just deliver green mobility services, but deliver other services, and they'd be interested in offering discounts to our users, even though they're not a green mobility company. At some point, I'd be curious to hear the community's opinion on this. How important is it for the community that the discounts be only for green services, even if it's not just mobility? Like, obviously, we could do things like supermarkets that offer organic food and restaurants that do that, but is a community open to more like mainstream discounts on things that are not green at all that they can burn their Wheelcoin on? I don't think maybe now's the right forum for that kind of open discussion, maybe, but I'll work with Danielle to come up with a way to start, getting our community's opinion on these kinds of questions that we have. And then my last slide is this one, and this is a big one. There's some alpha on here that nobody knows about yet. At least three alpha items on here. Okay, NFTs, they're live now. Excited about that. At least I am, and I think a lot of our community is excited about it too, because it's something we've been waiting for a very long time. And it took us a long time to deploy them. And the reason it took so long, as I've described in the past, is because First of all, we had an NFT designer out of Nigeria that did our first draft NFTs, and then we hired them to do the next round of the NFT, and they did a terrible job, and we had to fire them. And we had to find a new NFT designer, and this new NFT designer is good. They came to us through Pass the Gaming Guild that works with us. The problem is they take a long time. So they do really high quality, sort of 3D type NFTs. And to do it right, it took a long time. And then once we had it, we were still deciding which blockchain we were going to deploy all of our digital assets on, because we were in talks with 5 blockchains about supporting Wheelcoin. And until we decided which blockchain, we couldn't actually deploy the smart contracts. So once we knew which blockchain, that was going to be Celo, which, by the way, just overnight, over the last several hours, they started making more public announcements from the Celo Twitter account. Celo has 450,000 followers on their Twitter. They started promoting their partnership with Wheelcoin. And there's more coming with Celo. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. So then we had to agree on Celo, and then we had to, get all of the right wallet addresses from everyone. Then we had to have our smart contracts audited, and then the audit just came back like 5-6 days ago. And so anyway, there's a lot of reasons it took this long. Obviously, going forward, it won't take this long anymore. Very excited to announce, as some people have already discovered, as I have too, that if you have your NFT in the wallet that you have connected to the Wheelcoin app, the Wheelcoin app is now recognizing you have the NFT and is increasing your cap. So the NFT increases your cap by 2. So if your cap was 1 for before today, and you have an OG NFT, it's now 3. If your cap was 2, your new cap is 4 now. There are other benefits of owning the OG NFT. I've shared this already. For example, it's going to have a factor in our WFT governance token airdrop, and it will also influence our ongoing distribution of WFT for our community, because over a 5-year emission schedule, we're going to be emitting 28% of the total supply of WFT. So that's 28 million out of 100 million WFT is going to be distributed to our community. And we will be using various factors to determine exactly how much each user should get. And possessing the OG NFT is one of those factors. Other things matter too. What percentage of all the collectibles do you have? We will be using other things too, and we've decided we don't want to be yet, anyway, very public about our plans for the formula, because as you probably know, people, if they know the exact formula, they game the system to try to get the most governance tokens without having to do any work. So we're not going to announce more yet. At some point we will. Like, for example, when we do the airdrop, we will be public about exactly what the formula was, but only then. But there's another thing about NFTs. As soon as this week, we're going to be selling NFTs too. Now, we're not selling the OG NFT. The first NFT we're selling is the exact same design. It's an exoskeleton. It also creates a +2 cap. Some of our community don't have the OG NFT, and they're already wanting to have something like it. Obviously, some of our OGs want to sell their NFT, so users will be able to buy those, but if they're available in the market. But we're also going to sell, I think it's 75 to start with, NFTs that have the same, not all the same utility. They give you a +2 cap. They don't have the same benefits for the airdrop, but they will have an airdrop value. If you have NFTs, that will increase your airdrop. The OG NFT is just worth more from an airdrop than the normal NFT. The difference is the non-OG NFT degrades over a 12-month period. So basically that means that if you buy this NFT You get a +2 Wheelcoin cap every month, but that cap increase gradually declines over the year unless you basically renew the NFT. I'm going to come back to that because there's an easy way to renew your NFT. That's alpha for today. So the first alpha I shared with you is that we're about to sell NFTs as well. And I explained what they are as soon as probably tomorrow. Not very many though, because we're only going to do it gradually for now as we grow our community and all the rest. The other thing is we're working on new NFTs that have not as much utility but lower cost. So we're working on a train NFT and a bike NFT next. Okay, so that's the story with NFTs. Collectibles. Most of you are already collecting collectibles. You can see here I have 90. This is from today, I think. I have 91% of the collection. I'm missing 9, and the 9 I'm missing are all gold. I can't get them. I mean, maybe I could eventually, but I've burned more than 200 Wheelcoin trying to get the collectibles, and I have a lot, but I don't have them all. So we're bringing the collectibles on chain. I don't have a date for that yet because it's, we're working on it, but it's soon. And I know that it took us a while to do some things, but I think you're now starting to see that we're starting to accelerate our pace of shipping and deploying new functionality for Wheelcoin. And I'm excited about that, and it feels like the community is too. So soon the collectibles will be on chain, which means you'll be able to buy and sell them with anyone in the world you want to. And remember, if you own all the collectibles, that will influence your WFT earnings from the airdrop and in the future. And this is only our first collectibles collection of 100. On Earth Day, I think we're going to announce our next collection, which is a cool one and a bigger one. And we're taking feedback the way the community is engaging with this collection to influence the next collection we design. And WHL will be on chain soon too. And we're planning on enabling in a DEX, which would almost certainly be Uniswap, so that people will be able to buy and sell WHL as well. Soon, when I say soon, I don't know why it wouldn't happen in April sometime. The collectibles, what I'm hearing from our tech team, the issue with the collectibles, at least one of them is, there's a lot of them, and there's a bit of a challenge around the transaction volumes and ability for users to migrate. Like, I don't know how many, well, I have like 200 collectibles. And at least the way I understand it is it's not as easy as you would think to just like import 200 collectibles into your wallet that's connected to your app, because the wallets aren't designed to handle 200 NFT transactions in one transaction. So trying to keep the cost down for users and what's the right user experience for people as you're migrating your collectibles on chain. So that's going to take a little longer. I hope it's in April, but I'm not going to guarantee it. But I'm quite certain the WHL, I'm pretty certain WHL will be on chain in April, and I'm pretty certain the collectibles will be on chain too. Whether we have already allowed it to be easy to transfer all your collectibles into your wallet, I don't know 100% what the time frame will be for that, but they're working on it. I said this was a big slide and I had a lot to get through. So I promised I'd be done in about 30 minutes, which would be 3 minutes from now. I won't be too far from that. And then we'll open it up for questions and discussion. So we've done one alpha, which is that we're releasing new NFTs. This you already knew about. I'm just giving you more details on the collectibles and the WHL going on chain. Here's another piece of alpha. I don't have a date, but it's possible next week. We're launching the subscription program, which is there's actually three stages. There's one that costs $1.99, one that costs $4.99, and one that costs $9.99 a month. What you get is interesting. You get, so if you pay $2 a month, you get double the amount of WHL you earn that month in wheelies, which is our WheelCoin credits. So let's say you earn 20 WHL in April. If you've signed up for the $2 version per month, if you earned 20 WheelCoin, you also get 40 wheelies. And wheelies are now enabled for in-app purchases. So they don't go on chain. You cannot sell a wheelie on chain. It's not on chain. It's an in-app token or in-app asset. But you can use it to buy collectibles. You can use it to burn it for discounts in the app. And future things we're going to allow you to do inside the app. The $4.99 one, so $5, gets you 5 times the amount of wheelies. So if I earn 20 WheelCoin in April, I earn 100 wheelies. And remember, our next collectibles program is going to have many more collectibles than the current one does. And hopefully, we don't talk price and money and because we don't want to do that, but hopefully there's some economic value to these things too, right? And so you're earning WheelCoin for free by moving green. You're earning wheelies by referring friends for free, or you're earning wheelies by paying for the subscription. And those things you can use for different things, including things that might have economic value, like burning them for collectibles or discounts, which save you money. And the $4.99 one, which is almost 5, and this one which is 10, which let's see how many people want to do that. We have some super users that might want to do it. The $10 one does a 10x whatever WheelCoin you earn. So if you earn 20 WheelCoin in April, you earn 200 wheelies. So that's for super users probably. But these crazy. Go ahead.
No, I mean that's crazy. That's a huge amount.
Exactly. There's something else that's really cool about these. The 5 and the 10 one is that if you bought an NFT, but it's not an OG NFT, the OG NFTs don't degrade. So they're for permanent. They permanently result in a +2 increase to your WheelCoin cap every day. The normal NFTs you buy don't. They degrade over 12 months. If you pay for the subscription that's almost $5 or almost $10, any NFTs you have don't degrade either while you have the subscription. So not only do you get this extra benefit from wheelies that you can burn on things like collectibles, but you also get to keep your NFT in the non-degradable condition. So you continue to earn +2 WheelCoin. So now keep this in mind. If you're a user like me who today is going to earn 4 WheelCoin, and today I will get 4 WheelCoin for the first time in my history. I'm the first ever user of WheelCoin, and today is the first day I will ever earn more than 2 WheelCoin in a day, because my NFT is in my app and I now can see that I have a cap of 4. So I'm going to earn 4 WheelCoin today. So if I have 4 WheelCoin today and I've signed up for the $5 subscription, that means just today I get 20 wheelies just from today alone. Because the subscription results in multiplying how many WheelCoin you earn for the day, and you get that many wheelies, which I can then use to try to get to my all 100% of the collectibles if I want. So that's another big piece of alpha. There's 2 more pieces of alpha here that I'm going to partially share, but I can't share it all yet. and then we're going to stop the recording, and I'm going to share one more piece of future alpha without too much detail because I can't share more yet, and it's not certain yet, but it's really exciting. So I want to share something with you. Okay. You already know about Celo and that we're partnering with them with many things. That today they made a bunch of announcements about working with us. Celo loves us. We are their we are the move to earn app on Celo. So STEPN was the move to earn app that started on Solana. Sweatcoin is the move to earn app that launched on here, and Wheelcoin is the move to earn app that launches on Celo. And Celo loves us because they see that this could be really big, and it also really relates to their values around refi and helping make the planet a better place and the world a better place. So we're doing, I can't say specifics yet, but what I can say is we're doing a partnership for Earth Day together. And they're going to be helping promote Wheelcoin on a global stage. And we're going to be doing kind of a fun campaign for the world to participate in to try to help us accelerate users of Wheelcoin and the impact of Wheelcoin on the world by getting more people to save more carbon by choosing to move greener during the Earth Day period. Around April 22nd is Earth Day. So I'm not sure, but some of you are probably from the Next Earth community if you're on this call. I don't know. We don't have that many, but we have some that might be from the Next Earth community that are on here. I can't say the specifics, but what I can tell you is that for those of you who came to us from Next Earth way back when, you know that we always had the plan of collaborating with Next Earth, and we finally have an agreement with them. And very soon, the first stage of that agreement will be announced, and it's directly related to Wheelcoin. And one last thing I want to talk about, but can you stop the recording, Danielle? All right, with that, I'm done with my discussion, and I'm open to questions. I see at least there's one hand up. Danielle, can you moderate this part?
Can you check the chat? There are several questions there. It's at the top, right?
We also have a hand up, so maybe we start with that. Moko. Do you want to speak? Should we invite, can you invite Moko to speak if he wants to?
Yes,
or she?
I just did. Hey man, how
Hello.
are you?
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Awesome. How are you guys?
Great. How are you?
Doing great, doing
I'm
great.
good. Just finished work, came back home. Doing good.
Where are you
Awesome
based? In
podcast.
Japan or where?
Oh, no, I'm in the Netherlands.
Netherlands.
I'm
Nice.
in the Netherlands and I find Wheelcoin through Next Earth.
Ah, okay.
Awesome, beautiful.
Cool.
And I had the luck also in the Netherlands to meet Gabor and Taylor in person in the when they came here for the conference, for the Web3 conference.
The Metaverse conference. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you
yeah.
have a question?
Not really. Actually, I'm really excited to see how you're doing and to see that every day you are adding more stones in this beautiful app you've made. And I
Thank
see
you.
that I see on the chat that everyone is excited, and actually, it actually motivates people to start walking and moving green and moving around and working out. So that's a good thing, and I support it 100%. Well done, guys.
Thank you. Moko is how we say your name or no?
It's okay. I can keep Moko for Discord. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Moko. It's great to hear that feedback. That's you just said what music to our ears, we say in English, because that's exactly why we started Wheelcoin, to try to make it fun, to encourage to move, gamify it, and create sort of friendly competition and and like blend Web
It's
2.5. So Web
it's
2
it's
ideas, Web 3.
it's a combination of move to earn and be healthy to earn. It's an overall combination.
Yeah, I
Really
agree.
nice. And the thing is, I also follow other projects. I wouldn't like to refer to names, but I really see progress in this project, and I'm really excited to see what's next.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank
Nice
you
to
too.
hear from
Thank you
you.
too,
Awesome. Thank
guys.
you very much.
Keep the good job. Keep the good work.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Danielle, you said there are more questions, but is it in the AMA questions channel or where is
It's
it?
it's it's at the top right. You will see it. It's a little bubble box.
Ah, got it.
So
Oh, wow. I didn't see that.
yeah, Kay asked
Yeah.
the first question.
Okay. Andrew, anyone speaking? Okay, yeah. Okay, the sound is lagging a bit. Okay, got that. Karoots, don't forget to change the next. Okay, never mind. Why'd you name the country for the designer that you had bad experience with and not mention the country of your current designer? Oh, didn't even think about that. I appreciate your. I think it certainly wasn't for the reason you're saying. I think it was about, Wheelcoin is global and our user base is global. And we aspire to engage and encourage and bring on people from all over the world. I also mentioned when we started the call that Danielle's from Bolivia. We're in Spain. Our original NFT designer was in Nigeria. Our new one, I believe, is in Germany. I shared the global coverage of the world of where we have users. So it was more intended to be a reflection of the diversity of our community and of people that are supporting our project. It wasn't intended to be, what you the negative stereotype. But I understand why you're saying that. So it's an interesting comment. Okay, did you say discounts, or really you mean first ride for free? We have a little bit of everything. So we have 25 deals signed with companies so far. I'll give you an example of some that I have in my head. We have one where if you burn 50 Wheelcoin, you get a £100 discount on an EV subscription to an electric car in the UK. We have some where you burn Wheelcoin and you get X amount of use for free, like with DOT. We have a new one I can't say yet that is $50 discount on a service for burning 50 Wheelcoin. That one's not public yet, so I can't say it. So we have a little bit of everything. We basically are really flexible with the partners and try to find out what they're willing to offer that we think our community would appreciate. And we kind of want that diversity. Like some are discounts on subscriptions, some are free first time use so you can experience a new product. It's a big diversity. So there isn't just one thing. It's a little bit of everything. Andrew, any benefit to having multiple OG NFTs? That is a good question. Yes. Honestly, we didn't think there would be that much opportunity for people to have multiple because there aren't that many OG NFTs that we're even minting, right? It's 500 total, and we assumed most people would keep them. Of course, some people will sell them because for whatever reason they need the money, or they're not part of the community anymore, or whatever. That's fine. We did make a decision as a project team 2 weeks ago that we're going to allow people to accumulate awards if they have more NFTs. So for example, if you have one OG NFT and you buy one of these NFTs that we're going to sell that has a increased cap of 2 as well. For example, you've just now created, if you have a base cap of 2 per day, you have an OG NFT that gives you another 2, that gives you 4 per day. And you buy another NFT, whether it's an OG or not, that gives you 6 per day. So you can sum the value of all the NFTs you have, and therefore you're increasing your Wheelcoin cap by that much. Why is that valuable? For many reasons. Obviously, you now have more Wheelcoin. Also, it means if you have a subscription and you've earned 6 Wheelcoin in a day and you have a subscription of $5 a month, you now get 30 wheelies a day. That's one of the things. And while we haven't discussed this internally, I can't say if it would having 2 OG NFTs, if it would impact the airdrop. I'm not sure about that yet. We might treat your second OG NFT as an NFT for the calculation of an airdrop. What I mean by that is, I'm sure we will factor in how many NFTs, what percentage of the collectibles you have as a factor in the airdrops and the ongoing contribution of your earnings of WFT over the 5-year emissions of the WFTs. So at a minimum, it would have that benefit as well. To be honest, I've seen some people offering to sell their OG NFTs, and for prices I think are personally very low, but I don't want to talk about price in here, and I don't want to say what the price should be because the market decides that. But I personally was thinking about buying them, to be really honest with you, because I think they're going to have a lot of value in the future, but that's just me, and I really believe in the project, obviously. Uniswap is compatible with Celo, yes. Collaboration with NextEarth, I mentioned already. The very first collaboration announcement may come as soon as next week and will be visible in the next week or two, probably. Very soon. Very soon, the first collaboration. Not the only one, but the first one. Does the OG NFT have any effect, for example, getting more WHL when biking or walking? Or does it just increase the WHL cap per day? Great question. Love that question, because the answer to that question helps you really understand the logic behind the design of Wheelcoin and the algorithms we use. For WHL to have the value we want it to have in the world, including eventually, for what I said before, as a potential use, like a payment currency, for example, we need to make sure it stays credible, that it's a metric associated with moving green. And this is one reason why we created what we called Wheelcoin credits, and now they're called wheelies. And that's because the idea is 1 WHL is equal to 1 kilogram of avoided emissions. So we have decided as a project team, based on our own knowledge of what we're trying to do, and also talking to other experts that we trust, that the right strategy is to treat Wheelcoin kind of like a stable coin equivalent to a kilogram of avoided emissions, which means we can never let that change. Which means whether you have 80 NFTs or none or 1, or a subscription or not, 1 WHL is always equal to 1 kilogram of avoided emissions in Wheelcoin.
It's like
So,
basically, right?
yeah. So you don't earn at a higher rate by having more NFTs. You increase your cap and you increase your earning potential on things like WFTs, or your ability to get wheelies as well if you have a subscription. Okay, so we had Andrew answered that about the WFT as well. Kay liking the NextEarth discussion. Moko as well. Is there going to be a way to invest in Wheelcoin? Yeah, that's a good question too. So WHL you cannot invest in. It's a fair launch token. There's no way to invest in a SAFT, if you're familiar with the SAFT terminology, buying tokens in advance as an investor. You can't do that because 1 WHL is equal to 1 kilogram of avoided emissions. So we don't have like a treasury with a supply of WHL that we can just like sell. It doesn't work that way. WHL can be bought and sold on an exchange when users buy and sell them, but not because we have them in a treasury. And users can only sell them when they've earned them. And they can't sell wheelies, which are something you can kind of buy. You can only sell WHL, which you can only earn by moving green. And that's very important for us, given the ambition we have for what WHL could be in the world in the future. Now, there is a way to invest in WFT. WFT is a governance token. I don't know if I should call it investing, because lawyers would prefer us not to use the word invest. There's a way to buy WFT at a discount, but to do that, you have to be an accredited investor, because at least in the US, it could be seen as a security that we're selling, and so it can only be sold to accredited investors. If somebody on this call, or somebody might be interested in buying a lower priced access to WFT, the governance token, they can contact me through Discord or through my email, and Danielle can help you with that as well. So that is possible. Is there going to, what was this? Let's see. Okay. What about a liquidity pool where you put money in and people burn Wheelcoin trying to get something, and investors can make back on Wheelcoin burnt because it was earned but rather transferred? Can you buy in on governance token without having 200K annual revenue? I don't want to have public conversations like this about the opportunities for buying WFT, the governance token. But Andrew, obviously we know each other, and we can have a conversation offline to find out if that's something you're eligible for and interested in. Happy to have that conversation with you. You've also been an ambassador for us, so appreciate the interest in that as well. Let's see, Rabadul, why you're not oh, sorry, I didn't answer the liquidity pool thing. We haven't gotten that far yet on what else we might be able to do in that regard. Josep, our CTO, would probably be involved. We are talking to liquidity expert teams that work in the Celo ecosystem as well, around different models we could potentially use going forward, but we haven't landed on any of those yet. So it's premature for me to answer that question. Why you're not collaboration with other project? I'm not sure which other project you mean. We certainly have collaborations with other organizations, many. We did have a preliminary conversation with an Indian project called Zoe World. We haven't been actively involved with them in a while, but we may reconnect with them. And we certainly would like to connect with other communities. And the Celo community is engaging with us too. And some of the other projects in Celo, like in the refi regenerative finance space. Moko, what if we try to buy CO2 from companies that want, willing, or are green already? They will benefit from the advertising Wheelcoin is going to provide. Yeah. We believe there's going to be some pathways for Wheelcoin to be involved in carbon offset schemes, carbon related schemes. So like an example we think might happen in the future. We don't have any evidence of this yet, so I'm not promising it, but airlines today are starting to get more and more concerned about climate change and offering their passengers the opportunity to buy carbon offsets for their flights. Some airlines are starting to do their own carbon offsets. Other transport companies too. We think Wheelcoin in the future could be seen as a type of carbon offset for mobility related, transportation related. So if one WHL is 1 kilogram of avoided emission, 970 WHL is 1 ton of CO2 equivalent. So you could imagine some companies saying, oh, you know what? We're going to buy 10% of our carbon offsets will come from Wheelcoin. And then what they're actually doing is incentivizing and buying Wheelcoin from users of Wheelcoin, because the only way Wheelcoin exists in the world is when people earn them by moving. So you're basically mining Wheelcoin when you move green. And so then users would benefit from demand for WHL from companies who want to acquire WHL as a type of carbon offset. We believe that will happen, but we don't have any like meaningful progress on that yet. Any plan for multi-chain? We don't have a plan for it in terms of like, okay, the next chain we're going on is Polygon, for example. Sooner or later, we'll be multi-chain. I mean, in today's world, it's impossible not to be. What's great about Celo, there's a lot of great things about Celo, but they're EVM compatible. And so it's super easy for us to become multi-chain on any other EVM compatible chains. So we will be someday. I don't know exactly when. It's not a priority for us right now. Our priority right now is bring everything on chain on Celo and accelerating functions and things our users are asking for that we think will improve the quality of the user experience and engagement from users and growing the community. And over time, that will involve being multi-chain for sure. It's just not a short-term priority. The other thing we like about being very Celo focused right now is Celo is very focused on us. They're really happy with us because we're committed to building with them and in the Celo ecosystem, being part of it. And that's why they're partnering with us for Earth Day. If we were multi-chain, they might be less interested in that. But we're only on Celo, so they're happy to promote us. So for now, we're happy on Celo, but eventually we'll have to be multi-chain for sure. Last question, maybe. For example, if a company wants to go green, it will cost them, so support from communities might help motivate them to go green faster. Yeah, for sure. Similarly, that's why we're finding demand from companies to do the Wheelcoin for Business, where they sign up, they say they're going to get all their employees to download Wheelcoin, and then they're encouraging their employees to reduce their carbon emissions. And now they have data to say, here's how many emissions our employee mobility is creating. And then they can do carbon offsets for those emissions created by their employees, for example. All right. Thanks, everybody. Great dialogue. Hope you enjoyed it. Small group today, but great questions, by the way.
Great questions.
Yeah. Do you want in the future, Danielle, in the past, we've used that AMA questions channel for people to ask questions about these kinds of things that either we wait to answer in the next AMA or maybe I answer them in the AMA channel, questions channel?
Yeah, sounds good. Let's do that.
Okay.
Also,
thanks, everyone. Thanks, Danielle.
Yeah, I want to mention some things before.
Go.
Yeah, awesome first AMA. I would like to mention that we're planning amazing opportunities for our community. We will introduce POAPs, for example. If you don't know what a POAP is, it's a proof of attendance protocol. Basically, when you join or share Twitter posts, you follow us, or you're a Discord member, etc., you will receive a unique badge NFT for your contribution. In fact, I'm going to take a screenshot right now of the people present. Maybe you will get a surprise soon. And also, we're going to share soon our education series where we're going to talk about our move to earn and also the ReFi movement. And thank you for your amazing support. And please feel free to DM me anytime if you have any questions. And thanks, Boyd, and thank you, everyone.
Thanks. Until 2 weeks from now.
Yeah,
cheers.
Thank you. Bye, guys.